Hello everybody, it's VerticalSandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Rabbids Go Home. Oh, my coffee's not in here. Oh, well. Okay. It's Backwater Rabbids. So, this will be our first level after our swimming in water dynamic thing. It's actually, well, it's not bad. It could be worse. They could all be worse. Well, except maybe till Rabbids do his cart. That's about as bad as they're gonna get. But we're not there yet. So, onward. All right. Boom. So we will get like, yeah, we'll have more top secret yelling at us kind of stuff. Not as much as I think, we have like there's a bubble bed level. It's just a nightmare. That's not Rabbids do his cart. It's the water. There's a water one. And, I'm not a fan. Not that I have to be a fan of these things. I just have to play them. I like this game. It's a fun game. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not, if you play it just for fun, good deal. If you're gonna do it obsessively to 100% it, then it can get a little obnoxious. Well, it can get downright painful. I mean, you get through a level and you're 5 short or you're 1 short and whatever. But again, we're gonna solve all those problems. It's not, you know, we're gonna make this a doable thing for anybody who wants to do it. Hopefully. Verminator dogs. I don't get necessarily, like, I mean, I get it that they're wearing like the green whatever, but later there'll be red ones that are a little harder to deal with, because like I think what the game wants you to do with them is it wants you to hit them with the rabbit in your Wiimote, which is hard. It's hard to do because they're moving and things like that. I think we'll end up just running into them, because that works too, because then they explode. I didn't, it took me a long time to kind of get the hang of doing both at once, like controlling the cart and the rabbit in the Wiimote. It's not horribly, it's a little rough, but you know, if you keep the cursor on the screen and stuff, you can do it. As long as you kind of know what you're doing. You learn to put it in stationary positions and stuff like that. People will clearly get better at this. There are people who are better at this game than I am. But that's not necessarily the point. Has that ever been the point? Like, what game am I best at? Better than anybody else on the face of the planet? I certainly can't think of one.
You are welcome. Only with written authorization.
I would even say that about, like, We Love Katamari, and, like, We Love Katamari, like, I've 100%ed and hold records in. So, but largely that is because not a lot of people have bothered to establish records in that game. It's not, you know, there's a big difference between, you know, being the only person who submitted a score for, you know, like Rabbids Go Home, and being like somebody who holds like the asteroids record, which, you know, you have to play the game for 54 straight hours to beat. Like, there's a huge difference. Although I will say that in the one record for We Love Katamari, which is reasonably competitive, which is the largest level, I'm not first. I was, but I've been surpassed by a score that I cannot duplicate. So they're clearly that person is better than I am at it. I've tried multiple times too to take back that high score. So there you go. In fact, I haven't checked it in a long time. I could be like 5th or 6th now, for all I know. There is, because there is a mathematical limit to Katamari stuff. So, like, there are some things that I have, like records that I have that because I was the first person to establish them, I'll probably have forever. Because mathematically, they're almost impossible to beat, or impossible to beat. There are perfect scores.
You are on private
Because I guess the first person to establish like a 10 meter out of 10 meter on one of the perfect size levels, like you couldn't possibly, unless you took time into account, somebody did it quicker. That's what they've you can no longer get on the Twin Galaxy scoreboard for a perfect game of Pac-Man because it's been done so many times that the scoreboard is full. I suppose you could probably get on the list as like number 80 or something, but I mean a perfect game of Pac-Man. My lord. You know, how to people establishing records like that. I mean, but that's the video game culture, that if a game is enduring, that records like that will exhaust themselves to the natural mathematical limit. People will, people are never gonna stop trying to get new high scores on Donkey Kong. You know, a choice few will never stop trying to establish high scores in Asteroids. But those are games. Those limited memory repetitive games. Those actually are. See, these are the ones that respawn. Like that will blow itself back up and reappear. Now that we blew it up. Those games, those repetitive limited memory games, are a whole different kind of challenge for a video game player because, the clears, like the kill screen in Donkey Kong, it takes you like 8 hours to get to it. You know, a person who can play can keep their concentration through a game of Donkey Kong for 8 hours. Like, oh man. It's been a long time since I've had play sessions that long, but I'm a zombie by the time, when I was a kid, like, I'd be completely zombified by the time I got through, 5 straight hours of playing and stuff. I still have trouble with that today. Like, when I'm out peeing and there's a game that I don't want to stop playing, my commentary turns into, like, it seriously just gets horrible.
No drowning allowed when the lifeguard's on duty.
No drowning allowed when the lifeguard's on duty. I know it's supposed to be funny, but it's so nonsensical that I just go, I don't, what? Like, I can't wrap my brain around it. So, yeah, it's something that fascinates me. I will tell you that like that level of video game play fascinates me. That the kind of people who the devotion and the obsession, obsession is the only word for it. It's a special kind of person. It's a different kind of thinking about games, and it's a different kind of, who you are and what you're doing. I don't know. I can't. All right, you could steal some of these like we're doing right now by going along the water, but really, I mean, obviously you're supposed to get up on the tube. Which you can do from the top. Of course. It's the tube thing is like this tube thing is way easier than the one that you have to move yourself. We'll be dealing with another one of those later on. That's kind of nightmarish. And this one's nice that we're very sweet in the fact that you will fall into the water if you fall off of it. The one on the other side has like shredders on it that will murder you. So they decided to not be so nice for the second part of this. But there's still water. I mean, you could still, I think, fall off the edge. I guess we're hoping that won't be an issue. I don't remember if it is or not. Yeah, those things. I think that those will hurt you. I'm not sure. They're not hard to avoid, so I don't know from experience. But it's a slow back and forth to clean this thing up, so we're getting there. All right. And into the water we go. Oh well. Like I said, we cleared it out, so that was our primary goal. I know, we barely, like, we get stuck up there. Or maybe I was, like, checking for stuff. That seems far more logical to me. That. Oh, is this the one that has the end with things shooting at you and stuff? This is horrible. And that was unnecessary. I'm just being an overly thorough dork, essentially, at this point. Can hear my phone ringing, but they're SOL. Because I'm 10 minutes into a post commentary, they'll have to leave a message. So, there we go. 307. Not bad. Yeah, okay. So, there'll be things, like, see, they're shooting at us, it's dark, it's hard to see them. It's especially hard to get past them. This may be a level you want to come back and get your 1,000 on, like, after you've got 6 light bulbs. Alright. Because they're just relentless. Alright. Well, thank God for the collector rabbit. And that was not worth it for the amount of stuff. Now, here's, you know. There's a garbage can you could glitch if you wanted to. Which would help you, certainly. And this is where we're going to get the majority of our stuff. There's this, and then, I believe once we pull the XL item, what we're going to get is, we're going to get flooding. I don't remember if there are items after the flooding or not. There might be. Later, there certainly is a flooded area with people in it. But again, I'm just not... I think there's a little bit of radioactive water. I assume that this is like, where the whole idea is this is supposed to be some sort of waste treatment thing that we're in. I don't know. I'm not dissecting rabid stuff. Oh yeah, I think we pull this up, and yeah, I think that there's like it floods, and then we have to move further. Yeah, we have to bang this loose. I was gonna say we're not close enough to the end of the video for it to make sense for this to be the end. Like how shocked they are. Like, oh, we broke this thing loose, and like it messed up the water cooling system, or the water cleaning system, or whatever. It's obviously a big pressure tank. I shouldn't say obviously. It's something. Oh, right. So, yeah, this is the area where there's the water at the end and there are a couple people. You gotta watch and avoid the toilet symbol on the wall. Yeah, it's right here. And I believe that there are 3 people running around here. I didn't see 5 items off of him. We did get 5 items off of him, but yeah, because look, they're like right next to the toilet that guy is running around. He's just being a jerk about being a jerk. Yeah, and look at that. I mean, like, he got so close. It's unnerving, people. Unnerving. Alright, so I guess 80 is... No, it can't be. It's going to be like 81. So that's our magic number, 81. And I know that because I was watching. And this should be it. This should be the end. I must swim around for a little bit, trying to make sure I got everybody. There are 4 people in here. Huh. Anyway, I will see you guys for our next level, Bubble Bed Blues. So, yeah, you guys take care, and thanks for watching. That's another 1,000 points for us. So, bye, everybody.